Hello, and my name is Rob Smith, and I am going to be the instructor here for your Bio 138 class. And I'd like to welcome you here to the course. And what I thought I'd go ahead and do is kind of give you a short introductory video here about the course. You're really not going to have much live interaction with me because this course was designed to be an online course and everything. So hopefully you had a chance to see where it said start right here, and of course you've clicked on the link, so right here happens to be the video. And with this video I'm going to kind of take you through the course, how the course is set up and everything, and kind of talk about the makeup of the course. Now when we take a look at this course and everything, the whole concept behind it is of course heredity, society, and of course some ethics. So really, with this class, again, there's no laboratory to it. It's a straight-up lecture course, a straight-up content course, if you will, with no lab science to it. And when you do take a look at this course and everything, it's not taught over the traditional 16-week semester. Instead, it's taught over an 8-week semester. So we're going to be taking a lot of material, and we're going to be condensing it down and everything for you to get through here in a very aggressive time period. And the nice thing is that since for this semester the course starts in the first 8 weeks, you're going to have a lot more free time in the second 8 weeks if you do have other 16-week courses here. Big thing, of course, here happens to be that I am always here to help you. Sometimes I write things and I put them up online and everything looks good from my perspective, where I think I explain it completely and that there should be no questions, but until somebody else reads it and goes through it, sometimes it's hard for you to kind of get a feel and get any sort of feedback. But understand this, I am here for you. So feel free to send me a message. We can always go ahead and work out things on Canvas back and forth. We can also go ahead and set up a Zoom. Or if you want to meet in person, we can definitely go ahead and do that. So I am always here. So please, please, please don't think that for 1 second that you are in this course all by yourself. I am here for you, and kind of like a life preserver, I'm only as good as when you put it on or when you elect to go ahead and use me. So if you're struggling and not asking questions, I want to know about it, but I have to have you ask me, okay? So with that, I'm going to take you through the class here, kind of walk you through some of the links and everything here. Right now we happen to be on what is known as the student view from the instructor standpoint. So what they tell me is that this is what the course looks like from your viewpoint. So looking at the course right here happens to be the MCC syllabus, and this is the syllabi for the class and everything. And within a moment here, we will go ahead and get the syllabi to actually pop up. So, you know what? It's not going to do that. So with that, I am going to pause this, and I'm going to go over the instructor view because for the student view, it's not showing it. And thanks to the pause button, now here I happen to be at the syllabi. For you, it's going to pop up. But again, this is one of the joys of technology. Since I am technically not a student, it's not allowing me to see the student view of my own syllabi. So I had to come over to the instructor view. So please, always, if you have questions, if things aren't working, please let me know, because there's a lot that goes on in the background, and sometimes I don't realize what happens in that background. So looking at the course, like I said, it's an 8-week condensed course. So we're going to get done with this on October 8th. Which is actually 1 day before my birthday of October 9th. And again, if you wish to bring me a piece of birthday cake to celebrate this, we could go ahead and do that. But again, you don't have to worry about that since this is an online course. So if you want to go ahead and send me a piece of cake through some sort of digital media, I guess you could do that. So, and also too, this is my quirky sense of humor. If you do get to know me, I am a fairly laid-back individual, and I like to joke around, but I can't do that in an online format because again it's difficult to have humor because you can kind of see it from two different perspectives. So anyways, with this class it is asynchronous, so that means that you can log in at any time. There's no set meeting times for this class, and there's specific things that need to be completed by specific deadlines, so just to let you know about that. If during this class you need to contact me, again, the best way is through email, or you can send me a message through Canvas. We can also set up some times to do Zooms. We can go through, of course, and go through emails and everything else, but I am here for you. Probably one of the worst ways to get a hold of me actually happens to be my office phone, because I am only at my desk for a limited amount of time with all the lab classes that I have. I'm constantly in and out of the lab. So I'm not always by my phone, and when it does happen to be like a Friday, I'm not going to see messages until like a Monday, maybe even a Tuesday. So again, the phone is my least preferred way for people to get a hold of me. But with that, again, the nice thing here with this class is that there does happen to be a free online book. It's okay. I will say this, that it's not my most favorite book, but it is there for you. You can pick up a printed copy if you wish to in the bookstore, but there is a PDF version of this that is available on the home page, and you'll see that right below the link that you clicked on here just a little while ago. Okay? So with that, again, looking at this course and everything else, we're going to be taking a look here at a little bit of the scientific method, some basic chemistry. We're also going to go ahead and go through some structures of the cell, so that way you can get an understanding of where all this DNA and RNA stuff happens to be at. And of course, talk a little bit about protein synthesis, because again, ultimately heredity is about genetic information getting made into proteins. So you have to understand that. Pretty important right there to kind of get into those areas and everything. And we're going to go through some biotechnology and of course talk about some ethics in here. So just as an FYI there for you, with this course, that's what we actually end up going through. Okay? Now, there does happen to be kind of some course outline here. We kind of jump around a little bit here and there, but there's some information there that you guys can go ahead and read at whenever you want to. But again, it kind of goes into a little bit more detail there. The big things you want to know about, right, is like, how do you get graded in this class? Well, this class, there's a total of 300 points maximum in here, and so we follow pretty much a 90% or higher is an A, 80 is a B, 70 and higher is a C, and 60 to 70 is a D, and of course, anything below a 60% would be a failure. As you look at your breakdown of those 300 points, you're going to get 3 exams in here. Those 3 exams are each worth 50 points. They're made up of a choice of multiple choice questions, matching, true and false, and short answer. Those 3 exams make up only half of the points in the class, and the other half of the points are going to be coming from assignments like homework, short quizzes, and other types of assignments that I'm going to have you completing, like discussion boards, things like that. Also, too, just to let you know, I'm not a big fan of discussion boards. They happen to be one of those things that I do at different times, and I try to have more fun with it than I do anything else. So there does, again, happen to be some discussion boards, but they're not weekly, just to let you know about that. Okay? So with that, just to let you know that with the 3 exams, you are going to be using the Respondus Lockdown browser. I'm not going to have you on the monitor side of it. I'm not going to be video recording it, but this is more just to kind of go ahead and lock down the browser. It doesn't prevent you, of course, from going ahead and looking at your notes. In fact, if you take notes, feel free to use your notes during the exam and everything. I'd like you to actually do that. You do get a chance to retake each of the exams, and you do get a maximum of 2 retakes, and with that, we will be going ahead and keeping the highest score. So if you take the first exam, you don't like it, come on back and take the second one, and then we'll keep the highest of the 2. And what I recommend that you do is one day maybe take the first exam, the second day come on back and give it a chance with the second shot and see if you can't improve your score. And obviously between those 2, make sure that you go ahead here and also spend some time studying and everything. All right? As soon as the exam is completed, the lockdown browser will be open for about 2 days after the exam for you to look at your test scores and everything. So you can see the answers and things of that nature. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And like I said, you're more than welcome to go ahead here and use your notes on the exam. I am going to say this though, you need to know your material going into the exam, because again, the exams are timed. So you can't just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm not going to look over a single thing. I'm going to look everything up on that day, because I do give limited time for you to complete this exam as a way to keep you moving forward in the course and looking at the material rather than just walking in and saying, I'm just going to look everything up and take 3 hours to complete the exam. Well, I'd like you to look at things beforehand. So that's the reason why I do that. Okay. Discussion posts and things of that nature, please remember that the early bird gets the worm. So be one of the first people to make the post. And then, of course, make sure that you follow it up. And then the other thing, too, with following it up, make sure, again, that you don't go say, hey, I agree, or I disagree, or I like that, or right on. Actually put some effort into giving some sort of discussion feedback here as you go through it. Try to give some detail into why you agree or disagree. And, of course, try to go beyond just 1 or 2 sentences. Actually try to write a few paragraphs, if you will. Okay? Finally, last but not least, the academic honestly. Please go ahead and again, I ask again that you're not posting all of the content here online so that way others can look it up and go ahead here and pay it forward, if you will, or help out friends that are also in the course. This is one of those courses that is completely online. It's here for you to take online, and I just ask that you go ahead and you don't post the content for other people just to replicate. And, you put time into it, so they should be able to put time into it as well. So just as an FYI there for you, okay? So a little bit of academic honesty there. Late work and things of that nature, I'll take it up to 2 days when it's past due. But please try to get your work in on time because this is an 8-week class, and I want to get you guys some feedback pretty quick, okay? Another thing too, withdrawing from the class, the withdrawal date happens to be the 26th of September. So that is going to be the withdrawal date. Okay. The schedule of the course, you can see here our first module. Basically, I've taken this class and I've broken it down into 4 areas. First area is going to be the introduction. So you can see right here that we happen to have, talking about the study of biology, the scientific method, and the chemistry that goes into the biology here. This over here, the pages, these are the reference pages from your textbook. So just to let you know where that information is coming from. And of course, you can see that I do happen to have the exam listed here when it's going to open. Your exams will open at 6 a.m. on a Friday. Figure most people like to do this over the weekend. And then it closes on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And to let you know, all of these times happen to be the Central Time Zone. So please keep that in mind, okay? Like I said, you can retake this, and again, this exam will go ahead and require the lockdown browser. Now, the second module here is going to be dealing with the cell. So that's what we're going to be looking at is cell reproduction, cell division, and looking at those types of things. And then our third exam in here is going to be dealing with the genetics side of the course. So real basic types of genetics. And then finally, the fourth area in here, which does not have an exam, is going to be taking a look at ethics. And so in this area, I have several discussion boards to go ahead and assist you with. Okay? So this is the course in general. There does happen to be some additional information from the college, like support and integrity and things like that. So if you have a chance to, please go ahead and read through that. I am going to real quickly pause this video, and I am going to go back to the student view. All right, so we are now at the student view. So when you take a look over here at the student view, you're going to see, of course, the areas where you happen to have, what you need to accomplish. So actually, by Wednesday of this week, we happen to have the first discussion board posting, which happens to be due. So real quick, right off the bat, we don't have a week to get ahead and doing this. We've got just literally a few days for this. We have our first homework assignment, and that homework assignment is due on Sunday of next week. And then with that, we happen to have your first lecture quiz, which is going to be due on the Wednesday of the following week. And then we have your first exam, which is going to open in 2 weeks. And like I said, it'll open on a Friday, and it will again close on that Sunday. Okay. Now, where is this material that we have to go through? Well, first off, number one, you can see right here that this is your textbook link. So you can click right here, and it's going to take you over to this little folder or module where it says, of course, textbook. And so you can click right here. and I will download this here into a new browser on my home and everything. And so with that, it'll take a bit for it to go ahead and load up just because I have a rather slow internet connection and everything. So I'll let that go ahead and work in the background. Now, the thing I really want to show you, back to the home page right here, happens to specifically be tutoring. The college does have tutoring that is available free of charge. So we have a tutoring center. It's located in the F building. The college also happens to have, with the tutors, face-to-face and Zoom times that are available. So you can come over here and you can take a look at this tutoring flyer. And with this flyer and everything, which again, thanks to my slow internet, it just takes a little bit to open up. But you can see all the times when they're available in the F building. And then again, there do happen to be some Zoom times that are available. So feel free to go ahead and to search these things out. Have yourself to actually go through them and everything. Okay? So that's there to go ahead and assist you. Now, the book and everything, and where I'm getting at with this course, so I've got the textbook open up over here, so you can see right here happens to be the textbook for the course. And then as you do happen to take a look, there's a little bit of some information there, and then all of a sudden, boom, we get into the index. And then after that, we do get into, some of the ideas here about what is biology. So the way that I have this course set up is, if you look, I have these things here that I call part 1. This is your module number 1, or exam number 1, if you will. We've got the study of biology, we've got the scientific method, and then we've got chemistry over here. So when you go ahead and you click on the study of biology, notice that it says learning objectives. This is what you need to know going into the first assignments, into the first quizzes, also into the first exams. So this is what I'm telling you that we're covering for this area. And as you go through it, you can see where it then says things like lecture right here. So in order to see that, you actually have to see that online in my lecture video. So there's some videos there to go ahead and watch. And I try to keep the videos, down in size a little bit, but, sometimes I do get a little bit carried away here. Then you'll notice where it says like page 13 through 15. So as you take a look over here, I happen to have again the textbook, and if I turn to page 13 through 15, this is specifically where we happen to have material that is very specific to some of the objectives that are going to be on the exam. So I'll go ahead and, like I said right there, boom, I will fast forward to 13 and 15. And this just happens to be dealing with, again, the characteristics of life and some of those characteristics that, are considered part of a living organism. So with that, that's what I happen to have here for that objective. And so you can actually read about it right there between pages 13 through 15. And then you'll see, of course, it says lecture, lecture, and lecture. So the first study of biology, most of it happens to be a video. Where those videos happen to be at is right here. So this right here happens to be a link to a YouTube page. These are videos that I have made here. So this happens to be the very first one. And you can see right here that this very first video is going to be about 59 minutes in length. And what I end up doing with the videos is, in many cases, I have a pointer right here where I write and I spell on the screen, and I zoom in and I do those things that I try to really point out some of the main key parts here to a video presentation, or the video lecture, if you will. The other thing I end up doing here as well is I post what are the objectives. So these learning objectives, like if you notice right here where it says understand how the characteristics of life contribute to the 4 principles of biology, those happen to be right over here, understand how the characteristics of life contribute to the 4 principles of biology. So this is what I want you to know. This video right here is telling you what's going to be inside of it. So that way I'm covering the objective, and it helps to keep me true to the content as well. So that's what I happen to have right there for this video. And then I go through, and like I said, I go ahead and I write on the screen. So I'll kind of fast forward here into this video just a little bit, and you can see right here where I talk about some of these characteristics, that life is cellular, that there's prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. And that could be on the exam, because that is a characteristic of life. So that is there. The other thing I do for you as well is I also give you the ability. So going back here, notice where it says click here if you'd like the PowerPoint slides. So this was Bio 138, lecture number 1. So click here if you want the PowerPoint slides. So if you want those PowerPoint slides that I made that video lecture with, right here they happen to be. So you can download this. You can write notes on this, so that way while you're taking the exam, your notes are right there. So those happen to be what I end up posting here for you, okay? Then, when you get done, you do have an assignment here, and I have a discussion board, an introduction here, and I have a due date. I don't know why. Oh, this is an old one here for you. I'm going ahead and I'm already making up stuff for next spring. But again, I'll change this date here for you. But again, your first video is going to be due for this Wednesday. Or not video, but your discussion board. So please, please, please start working on this stuff. Okay? So that is there. So there's a discussion board post. And with that discussion board post, boom, if you click right here where it says the introduction, right here is a little bit, I just want you to, go ahead and introduce yourself. All right? So I've got some things here for you to get going on. And once you make your posts and everything, you'll be able to reply to other people's reposts. And the other thing too here, the responses to other people, feel free to go ahead and do it, but they're not required. This is just more kind of a how to get out and how to, use the discussion board and meet the people in your course. All right. The other thing that I happen to have here for you is once you get done with session 1, you can then go to session number 2. Session number 2, here are the objectives. Here's a video for you to go ahead and watch. And then over here I've got an assignment. The very first assignment that we happen to have actually is a journal article about one of the many types of COVID vaccines that happen to be out there. And so we're just going to kind of take a look at what goes into a good experiment. I'm going to basically, with this assignment, have you look at this article right here. So right here happens to be the article, and right here happens to be the homework sheet that goes with it that you'll download and that you'll answer. And then you will go ahead and you will submit that assignment to, so going back here into session number 2, you'll be submitting that assignment over here in this area. Okay, so please understand again that we are going ahead and moving pretty quick. So this is going to be due within about a week. So just kind of realize that there happens to be a lot that's going to be going on. And then of course I threw up here an optional discussion board if you wish to post some questions and things of that nature. You're not required to post, but I just thought if you have any questions about this vaccine, both types, actually all types, there's more than just 2 out there, I would go ahead and answer those for you. So I thought I'd throw it up there as a discussion board post. Like I said, they're not a requirement. So those things happen to be there for you. And then ultimately, when you get done with session number 2, there happens to be session number 3, which is chemistry. And then with that session, there again happens to be the video links here. So I do happen to have 2. And so whenever I do 2, I would have made really either a really long video, or I made 2 shorter ones here with this. And of course, there's a link right there for the PowerPoints. And then of course, you'll see that we do happen to have a lecture quiz that happens to be due. So just as an FYI there for you. And then ultimately, where we're headed with this is in 2 weeks roughly, you're going to have your very first exam that is going to begin. And with that very first exam, you're going to have a total of 50 points for it. You're going to get 25 questions. With those 25 questions, you only have a 30-minute time limit. So you do need to know your material. You will have to have gone through this material. Okay. You do get 2 attempts. And again, with that, we will keep the highest of the 2. So with that, this is kind of your course in a nutshell. Feel free to go ahead and kind of navigate through it. And, get ready to hit the ground running, because again, this is an 8-week course where again, we've taken, 16 weeks of time and put it down into 8. It's very doable. I don't think that happens to be an overly aggressive time schedule. If anything, I honestly think like 16 weeks in some of these areas would drag on. Like you'd be like, oh, I have to check in this week. And you do like one or two little piddly things, if you will. So I kind of like this. It kind of keeps things going. Okay. Most important thing, I am here for you. I am here to answer questions for you. I'm here to guide you. Even though the course is asynchronous, I hope that, again, if you have any questions, that, again, you reach out to me, because, again, I am here for you. So don't think that just because I'm behind the screen at a desk that I'm not here to help you. I'm more than willing to give a hand whenever you need me, okay? And again, I'm more than willing to meet with you on Zoom. More than willing to meet with you face-to-face. Just like that life jacket that, again, the person has to decide to wear, you have to be able to reach out to me and say, hey, I need help, okay? So I hope this video kind of gave you some introduction there to the course and everything. And if you need help with anything, please, please, please reach out. I look forward to this semester. I also hope, too, I get a chance to meet you. And again, if there's ever something you need, just let me know, all right? I'll see you, maybe not. But again, I hope you enjoy the course. And if there's something you like, great, let me know about it. Something you don't like about the course, great, let me know about it. Because again, you know, as a person that kind of put this together, sometimes it's kind of hard to know what the user wants without actually getting feedback from them. So feedback, whether it's constructive, critical, I find it as being very valuable. Okay, so please, please, please reach out. All right. Have a great week. Have a great day, whatever it happens to be for you. And we'll see you online with the course. And again, we got to get this thing going. So again, good luck to you.